Hello and welcome to another episode of Never a Straight Answer, the podcast that aims to cover a wide range of topics from conspiracy theories to popular culture and news. I'm Gaz, your host, and joined in the bunker, as always, the UCC 1/308, codename Taylor, or the Man of 12.
Yeah, hello.
What the hell is all that about?
Oh, it's down to to do with law and signatures.
So let me get this right again, sorry. UCC 1/308, codename the Man of 12.
Oh, the Man of 12 things like if I don't want to give my name, so it's not law, it can't be used to me against the law, that will be my name.
Okay, all right. So that's what
it's
going as.
308 is it's a law that everyone has to abide by. Like everyone thinks a signature is secure under the law, but it's not unless you have that written across the top or reserve rights. That means that it doesn't leave that paper. If it leaves that paper, then you can take them to court and they automatically plead guilty, and then they get
bloody hell. I wish it. Well, how's it going, Taylor?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate.
Had a good week.
Yeah, it's all right, not too bad, you know.
It's been a good week this week for the podcasters. We've had a big spike in listeners. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
If anyone's a new listener, welcome.
Yes, welcome, one and all.
All welcome. Tell a friend. Tell a
neighbour.
Tell a relative.
Yeah,
it's all good. But yeah, we've had a real good, a big turnout, I suppose, for last week's episode. Yeah. And we're carrying it on. We've had really good sort of feedback on for this week's topic as well.
We've had a lot of questions, haven't we?
Can't wait, actually. Yeah. We've got so many questions to go through. And normally, when we do shout-outs, we put the shout-outs like right at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the shout-outs at the end, but all the questions that have been asked, we're going to kind of work those into the show as well.
Yeah.
So that'll be throughout or kind of a section.
Yeah.
For questions.
We'll work it out as it goes along.
So we'll do.
You won't have to wait that long for at least one question.
Exactly. Yeah. It's going to be a good episode, I think.
Of course it is. We're doing it.
What have you been up to this week?
Me, I've been looking into 9/11.
9/11. Something we've never actually touched on. Actually, but some people have asked us why we never covered it as a conspiracy theory, and it's one of them where it's like, oh, we'll do it next 9/11. Yeah, and then like we forgot.
we couldn't. We didn't do it. We remembered about it
on the day.
And it was like Jesus, but we need to do this as well, and it's a case of like wrong time. But I think we should do it away, not close to the 9/11.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be done on that day, does it?
I think
these are quite a few different conspiracies linked to it. And,
there's a very interesting one
worth looking into. So you've been looking into that this week?
Yeah, that and some about our evolution, basically.
Oh, he was issuing your mate.
Yeah.
He started talking. He rings me up and he was telling me about this friend he's got about evolution and stuff. And about dinosaurs, and I straight away went like, what? So people, you're going to tell me like things didn't happen as close together as history would dictate? Yeah. So I say, so what? Jesus was riding around on a T-Rex?
Of course, with a donkey behind him.
Oh, yeah. So he was
just
having me in stitches yesterday on the phone. It was piss funny. But go on, tell us your theory.
There's a theory that the last 2,000 years was shorter than we've been told it is. So say
and
about 500 years.
That's creationist talk.
Well, yeah, but then they're saying that the past.
The world's only 2,000 years old, and Jesus used to ride around on a T-Rex, and I used to. Queen Elizabeth was a fucking, I don't know. She was related. She was hanging around with Julius Caesar.
Jordan.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
They're just saying that more than likely civilizations have been destroyed by the moon throwing off at the sun.
Saying like solar
flares, yeah, and it
now
seems
that makes
to,
it right. No, I can appreciate that, right, and I could say, yeah, fair enough if there's evidence
and it's
to
happened
support
time and time again.
But
that there's...
what the bit that kind of throws me is the bit that he's saying, well, all these things happened very closer together than we thought. So that's two theories colliding, if you like, right? Yeah. So you've got the fact that you on one hand you're saying all these natural disasters that have happened throughout history were sort of caused by solar flares. Yeah. But then on the other hand you're saying, but all these things happened like really close together. So like we built up our civilization and then it collapsed again because of a solar flare.
Well, no, they're saying that the dates aren't recognised being at the time that they're saying it. It's like Mount Vesuvius, I think it was, that went up. There's some evidence to say that it actually happened in the 16th century and not further back in time.
No, we've talked about this before because like there is a discrepancy in the calendars, because it's the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar. Yeah. And when they were translated to each other, there was one of them was a bit longer than the other. Yeah. Yeah, which means that there's kind of over the years we've lost time.
Yeah, time seems to have been like, messed around with.
So when you look at seasons have changed in terms of where they are in what we remember them to be like. Yeah. And it's warmer in September. And stuff like that. And you think, well, over the decades, these little minutes or however much time would they lost stacked up to the point where we've lost a day. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they're telling us that they've added a couple of days on, so instead of it being 100 days, it works out to be 300 days. You know what I mean? So the timeline seems like it I've got to check some more of this out, but it's some interesting stuff, basically.
Your mate sounds interesting.
Yeah, there was some... I said to him, my left check, come on, and we'll talk about it. And he went, he's up for it.
Well... There you go. Well, today's episode, we're going to be talking about zombies. Yeah. There's no way of I'm not going to beat around the bush. Yeah. Zombies is the topic. And I'm not even joking. Like, the response to the topic has been amazing. Yeah. I've had so many great questions and, like, people pitching in about how much they love the genre and stuff. So, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to cover and not much time to cover it in. No. So... We're gonna crack on with the news first, but when we move, we'll be going quite quickly into the whole zombie stuff.
Oh, thanks.
So, but yeah, it's such an interesting topic considering it's got kind of a whole folklore that's connected to it that you think, well, it's all fictional. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But in terms of kind of folklore and stuff and kind of actually real life things that have occurred, you could actually say that it is a real life thing. It is actually a true thing. Zombies do exist. Well, we'll get into that. We'll get into it. So so other than that, my week, I'll just quickly, my week's been work, and a bit more work. And I was just happy when it was Friday and over. I was putting on Twitter like,
that day.
It's Friday.
Weekend is mine.
Yeah, definitely. So without kind of further ado, I think we should go into the news.
Yeah, I think we should.
Sweet.
Yes, I don't know.
Peace. Oh shit, wrong button.
Oh yeah. Oh, get it on.
It's the news. I don't know what's going on there, mate. I pressed the wrong button.
You did.
Like a novice.
Psycho.
I know. I've got, you know what I mean? I feel like I'm under pressure.
Getting a zombie effect, man.
I'm tired. Yeah, zombie affected. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So with the news this week, have you got anything you want to talk about?
There was a tragedy the other day. 39 people.
Oh God, yeah, we've seen this in the news. It was, So go on, give us the gist.
The gist. There was a vehicle pulled over in an estate, and it had 39 bodies, which they reckon at first that they were all Chinese, but it looks like they might be Vietnamese as well.
Well, so what were they doing? I mean, like, were they trying to get into the country?
Yeah, basically trying to get into the country.
So there's been 4 people arrested when I saw the last report.
The wagon driver,
whatever,
Irish guy.
It's like, but were they aware of the fact that they were in there?
Oh, I don't know. I'm suspected that, like, the driver, the 25-year-old, he's been kept for quite a while now. If he didn't have anything to do with it, I would have imagined they would have let him go by now.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? But they've still kept him, so I think they've still got an inkling that he might have something to do with it, or they've got evidence that he has.
Right, fair enough. So what do you think the conclusion to that is?
Well, as the statistics are showing, there's been more arrests for smuggling, but the conviction rate has gone down.
The thing is, as well, though, it's like it was a small port. It wasn't like one of the big ones. So it was like they were saying that these people are targeting the smaller ports and docks.
Yeah, because more security's been
they're not as secure.
Yeah,
well, obviously, they would be starting to put them up, but it's.
But there's always a route into a country. It doesn't matter how. There's always a route.
But it's like, so where did you say they were from?
They believed that the people were Chinese, but then there was some people in Vietnam and I think the Philippines rang up and reported that there was one girl who rang home or text home saying that she's in the back of this refrigerator wagon on her way, and she can't breathe, and she loved the mother and she loved the father. She knows she's going to die now. She's sorry.
So what?
But yeah, the mother and father paid 30 grand for her to get on the back of that wagon to try.
Oh right, so the person driving it was obviously
involved. They obviously must have known, and for the deal, because after this incident they got their money back. They got money back.
Well, what the fuck? Was it a case of that, like, they switched the freezer on?
Well, yeah, because at certain points it should be airtight. So when you're going through customs and that, it's got to make sure that it's airtight. And you'd only be able to live in there for, a couple of hours.
Yeah, there's no air in.
Yeah.
This is it. It's like, remember all those kind of reports in the 80s of chest freezers? Where kids were hiding in chest freezers, and then they couldn't open them from the inside. Yeah, and they suffocate.
That's it. But it seems that more and more freezers seem to be the one, because it's getting tighter and tighter for security and that to get through.
Right, and so freezer wagons.
Yeah, so there's more risk now than ever that you might not make it.
Fucking hell.
But,
they just don't go in wagons full stop. Obviously, I mean, it's like they're in search of a better life and stuff. So,
but they get fucked over as well, you know what I mean? It's like, she could have paid the 30 grand and then they passed the smugglers have only taken him so far, and then they've been passed on to another lot of smugglers, and then they come to bring them here and then say, like, well, we've got your job over here, and then when they get here, there's nothing there. And then put them into slavery, and you got minimum things you can do apart from go to the authority, but then you're going to get sent back, so you're not going to do that.
Yep,
so you're just going to rob, steal, and try and get on, and it's needs must at the end of the day, but not everyone can sit in the same corner.
It's that sort of toss-up between risking it, isn't it? Risking it for a biscuit. If you're going to decide to, work out whether it's worth, putting yourself in that danger.
But it depends on where you're coming from.
Exactly. Yeah. It depends where
you're
coming from.
War zones, and there's warlords and stuff out there. There's bad parts of the world, but we've been doing this for how long, and we still haven't cleaned up the act of other countries, or even our own, when we start wars off and stuff like that, and then don't expect anything to come back at you. You know what I mean? If someone was fucking bombing my family and shit, and they were dying here, there, and that everywhere, I'd be desperate to turn around and go, right, I'm going to get the person who done this.
Yeah, you would.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So you're just creating more problems in the long run, and that's why wars are shit at the end of the day. But I do believe in certain ways that you should use war. You know what I mean?
Well, no.
It's a necessary purpose at certain stages.
We've talked about this, haven't we? So,
Yeah.
I've got a news story. It's a bit kind of zombie related.
Ooh.
It's zombie trees.
Zombie trees?
Yeah. But like when I
attack?
read the headline, actually, they do.
They whack people with their
No.
branches?
What the problem is it's...
it's a problem now?
Yeah, of course it's a
right,
problem.
okay.
Yeah, zombie trees, man. So what the problem is, right, is that trees, they're called zombie trees because basically they're located across like places like New Jersey.
Okay.
And the danger to homes in the winter, right? Because
it's like that Japanese weed that
no.
around it.
It's a kind of a disease that trees get, and they look healthy from the outside, but inside they're rotten.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So you don't maintain them as often.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it'll collapse. Yeah.
Oh,
and
right.
it'll fall through someone's house or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, that's great,
so yeah, it was a report there just basically saying watch out for zombie trees.
But how can you tell unless you get a drill and fucking drill the thing?
Well, I don't know.
Can't
Let's
tell
have a look.
inside. Get an X-ray vision of it.
Well, it says here that the trees that could appear healthy and structurally sound, but then would have a defect that would make it fall down during storms. So I'd say, if you were suspecting that you had a zombie tree, to get an expert in, get someone check it over.
Yeah, but if you can't suspect a tree because on the outside it looks good, but on the inside it's rotten, how are you going to know?
Well, you'd probably get a bit of knocking, wouldn't you?
What's he going
to?
hollow,
a bit of hollow sort of vibe from it.
Yeah, but you're not going to do that all the way up the tree. What if it's at the top end?
Well, would you rather
reach?
Do that and get a ladder and try it, or?
Well, no, I just want to know.
Risk your house.
Have they got an idea of how to actually find out if a healthy-looking tree is actually healthy or not?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, we have to get a.
Then you looking at it then. Instead of getting a drill and going through it and finding out, it's a bit
getting a drill out, but getting a guy in just to go clarify. It's like if you think that your house isn't going to be in danger of even in a storm, to get somebody out and say where does it need pruning.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
But zombie trees.
Who's going to pay for that though?
What?
Who's going to pay for that?
You.
Well, why are you going to ask someone to come round? Yeah, can you come round, have a look at my trees and my leaves? Because my leaves are looking a bit dry today. Can you tell me how to sort it out?
You're talking out your ass, mate.
Well, no, you ain't going to pay a man to come round to have a look at your tree, are you, really?
Yeah, if you have got a garden with a tree in it.
That looks healthy.
Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily.
Well, like you said, it's a zombie one, so it's not going to look terrible. It's going to look nice and healthy, but then inside it's like rotten as a fucking apple.
Yeah. So, but not necessarily. You might have kind of like.
Why don't the government just go around and look at every single tree
well, it
and go?
Necessarily
and
have
how's
to be
he
the
going to tell?
government.
If you can't tell, how's he going to tell?
Why has the government got
involved? The only way he's going to tell is get drill it. That's the only way, unless he's got some kind of X-ray vision fucking spec.
Oh my! All right then.
We'll move
on. As I said, we've not really much time today.
Why don't they pass the idea onto the public so the public can check their own trees instead of getting some man and spunking out shitload of money on it?
That's what the news story is, isn't it? Informing the people of New Jersey that there's potential. That the trees in the area.
Potential.
Yeah. Some trees in the area have got zombie-itis.
Yeah.
Right?
So watch it. They might kick your ass.
And in a stormy situation, right, that tree could fall and break your house. Right?
I could walk outside and get knocked over. It's a cud should.
Right? So what they're saying is, if you think your tree is that sort of fucking tree, right, then get a man in.
Ooh, don't get spooked. Right, don't get spooked.
Get a man in. Get a man or woman.
Yeah. Or woman, we're not sexist here,
Get a tree expert in.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to have a gander for you.
Yeah,
right?
but why am I going to pay
I think that's the take home for that. But you're just a skinflint going, why would I
but why
get
would
a man in?
Why don't they tell them people, put it on the internet, right, if you got a problem.
That's what they've done. This is where I've read it on an article
and said,
on the
come and
internet.
get a man in.
Get a man in.
Why can't they have a look at it? They don't need a man. The man's going to come round, look at it and go, yeah, it's all right, mate. 40 quid.
You're funny.
What, 40 quid? For you walking round, looking at my tree and going, yeah, that's all right, mate. Yeah, see ya. You know what I mean? People get a bit pissed off over that. There's too much. You know what I mean?
Well, have you got any news, proper news? Are you going to be an argumentative sod?
I have. Well, actually, let's go with Google. Have you heard about Google and
I have
their
actually
new
heard
quantum
about
computer?
Google. Go on.
Well, they've done a test on the 23rd of October on their new quantum computer, and it answered a 10,000 year question. It'd take 10,000 years for a supercomputer to get this answer.
And this one
it
did
took
it in
this
how long?
one in 200 seconds.
Right, okay, what was the question?
Now, I was saying this to people at my place. I don't know what the question was, but think of it this way, right?
What's the
10,000
meaning of
years
life?
ago, there wasn't no computers, was
Oh,
there?
I know.
So how do they know that the number that's come up for 10,000 years is exactly the same as the quantum computers?
Predicted.
Answers? Yeah,
but
so
they don't...
it could be wrong for all we know.
It could be wrong, but like it's come up with an answer.
Yeah, but I
So-
could come up with an answer. 7, there you go.
Yeah, but you're not programmed to. So I think
No,
what they're
I'm
saying
supposed
is,
to be better than the
and
computer.
No, I think.
Well, I am.
Well, computers are better than us at this point, I think.
Well, I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
don't know. They're still fucking daft.
No, in
and
terms
stupid.
of like calculation and like problem solving and like running.
Yeah, but I bet it can't dunk a
calculations per
biscuit.
minute. No, it can't.
Exactly.
Like,
so it
you know,
can only do
that's
better
different.
on certain
that is
things.
different. What
Well,
I'm
no.
talking about is you're comparing yourself to a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you're comparing yourself to a computer, you can only compare it to the things that a computer
can
does.
do, yeah.
Yeah. So because a computer
it's less
can't,
efficient.
you can't bring biscuit dunking into the equation because you know for a fact a computer can't do that.
Well, it could.
Yeah.
It could make an arm so it could do it.
Yeah.
But then it would probably be fucking all square and go, I've calculated it to the
You've got to
nearest
talk
millisecond.
about it as is, yeah. So if a
Yeah.
fucking Windows 95 computer, yeah, right, you compare yourself to Vista, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm
then
better than Vista. Hell yeah.
you compare yourself to Windows Vista,
Yeah.
then you've got to be able
It's
to
a
say
program.
I'm better than Vista, yeah,
Yeah.
which most people would say they were,
Yeah.
but like but have to kind of compete in all the categories that has to offer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But it's only limited to certain degrees, so I beat it in that reason straight off.
right, okay. So where are we going
Yeah.
with this?
It's 1.5 trillion times faster.
So have they actually released anything that it's found out yet?
No.
No. Right.
It's just that.
And what are they going to be using it for? Is it going to be for algorithms?
To dominate the world,
for
obviously.
Algorithms for... Well, I think it's crazy that all these communications companies like Facebook and even Amazon and Google have started bringing out physical products into the world, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the Facebook new portal. Have you seen that?
Nope.
It's like basically a Kinect video camera that you put on your TV.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I have. Yeah.
And it follows you around the room, and you can talk to your friends and stuff in far off places.
Oh,
yeah.
weird, man.
And it's like just video chat through your TV, but it's brought to you by Facebook. And I was like, wow, Facebook have brought a physical product out. That's kind of crazy. Do you know what I mean? So
taking over the world, I'm telling you, man. These bloody tech companies.
Of course, yeah. So, So it's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? We'll have a look into that and see what kind of more information we can find out about on the quantum computer. Because I do kind of find that interesting, but it's like I want to know what kind of stuff they're using it for and what they're asking it.
Probably space questions, won't it? Really?
We've got to be asking it something.
Yeah. How can I run the world without being caught?
Yeah, probably. To be honest, it's like somebody will ask it. Some stupid, won't they?
How can I make money without using any money?
I want to make money on top of money. So got a story here. Do you know zombie? Do you know what? Right, it's been zombie day. Is it zombie day or something?
I don't know.
Today.
Wait, it's tonight.
It potentially could be. Yeah. Well, anyway, it is tonight for us because it's episode 60.
It is.
Well, there was a story in the news about Zombie Fest, which was going to be occurring today.
Okay.
Right? And they were basically... What made me laugh, and the reason why I brought it up was because the news... this website...
Yeah.
I think it was the Bournemouth Echo.
Right.
Yeah. So this... I'm assuming it was happening in Bournemouth.
Yeah.
So the zombie festival...
Yeah.
the news had reported that they said that the zombie parade... was going to be cancelled due to the weather. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, story. It was like, oh, zombie parade cancelled.
Yeah.
But when I was reading through the comments, it just kind of made me laugh.
Why?
Because like, the whole town was basically saying, fuck that, there's these zombies everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Shit,
like,
so they still went
they
ahead
all
with
still
it.
went ahead with it.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So it was like,
Power
they
to
said
people.
that there were zombies everywhere. They were a bit wetter than usual.
Yeah, but they were.
But they still had it, So yeah,
Hell yeah.
So I thought they were worth a mention.
Yeah,
Just because.
They're going to go in the wind and rain. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if
for
you're
it.
going to go for a zombie walk, you
Yeah.
go out
Yeah.
no matter what.
Wind,
the
rain,
weather.
snow.
Zombies
bloody
don't,
ash clouds.
don't look out the window and go, no, do you know what?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
I do fancy some brains, but I don't want to go out.
Yeah,
and
I'm going to
pissing
sit
it
down. Yeah, watch a bit of telly.
Yeah, no, they don't do it. So yeah, I was well impressed with all the comments. I haven't really got much time to read them, but like, if you go to the Bournemouth Echo and have a look, which is bournemouthecho.co.uk, you'll be able to see the story there. I might post something on the website.
Yeah,
or something.
We'll see.
Hey.
We'll see.
Have you got anything else you want to talk about?
I have. Well, there's an up-and-coming summit in early December for NATO to declare, now get this, to declare space as a warfighting area.
They've already done this. This is why they established this space force.
Yeah.
Because they want to say,
this would be
we could be fighting in that space, just outside the planet or whatever. So
that affects your GPS, your banking systems,
it
TV.
needs protecting.
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. But it's like, from what?
Especially because of all the
what does it
technology that's coming out there at the moment.
Protecting from? That's what we've got to ask. Yeah.
Each other, I think.
Well, not well. Is that what they're saying?
Yeah,
each
basically, World War III. They reckon is going to be.
Well, that's what all it would take, wouldn't it? Just
there.
For another country to blow our satellites out of the air.
Yeah, you knock our GPS, knock all our signals out. Well, that's the first point of attack. You know what I mean? You knock everything out that they can, all communications, and then you attack so they can't contact. One of the first things you do.
Go.
Yeah. But yeah.
So what are they saying then?
Becoming official.
So it's getting official. They're going into.
Yeah, they haven't declared it yet, but loads of people, loads of governments around the world believe that they're going to declare it at December summit because there's more and more technology and obviously there must be more and more things going on up there that we're not being told about, like sabotage here, or there's already been like sort of sabotage on the ISS with that hole.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? And Russia's not refusing to give him the answers to it because they've said they've got the answers.
There's been so many like news stories in the mainstream media recently as well about kind of space stuff, and UFO sightings and all the rest of it. And it is crazy that it's going kind of so mainstream. Do you know what? A couple of stories I need to talk about this week.
All right, you need to
talk about Tom DeLonge.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Yes, I know where you're
Tom
going with
DeLonge,
this, yes.
man. What the hell? Right. So all of a sudden, he's come out and said, I don't even know where he's got this from, but like he's acquired a piece of metal, or alloy or something, right.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, I've heard a couple of different variations of this, and I've been trying to look into it as best I can. But everyone seems to be saying that it could be legit. It could be legit. It's gone in for testing and all the rest of it.
Oh, so is it had all its testing?
Yeah, but I've seen I swear that I've heard a couple of which I would have considered a more reputable source. Yeah, to say that it wasn't anything special. It was something that was found on Earth every day.
And what's going to make it so special?
Well, they're trying to say that it's some sort of kind of metal that was found on the Roswell incident.
Oh, that place was cleaned up.
That was found by a kind of a collector or a conspiracy theorist or something.
Yeah.
That Tom DeLonge's bought for like 30 grand. Yeah. Right.
Fucking hell, Mog.
And now, fuck knows, right? Or there's some speculation
before he had
that he
it
got
tested.
it from the military. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, test it
so
out.
Now he's getting it tested. He's
you.
joined up with the military to have it tested. Right?
Yeah.
But then I've heard that like it's become the results come back and it's not what they expected. It was just some earthbound
Why would the military help?
Well, exactly.
Because the military would be a part of it.
Well,
so
why have the military been on board with him all this time? That's what I don't understand.
I think he's been just used as a patsy, man, because it seems to be like at first when he come out, I thought, you know what? Yeah, another celebrity is coming out and he's actually got a group and he's going to do this, he's going to do that. But then, yeah, again, it seems to have been fizzled out, and I don't know if it's because he's working with people within the government or ex-government and that, and he's being leaned on because he's got a hell of a fucking debt that he's putting against his family trust. So that's probably not ever going to get resolved because like how trusts work. Well, then other information and stuff. Well, it's got some good information at times, but most of the time it's blah,
there's
blah.
a picture of it. I'll put this on the website.
Right.
But the To the Stars Academy tweeted, the structure and composition of these materials are not from any known existing military or commercial application. So the COO, Steve Justice, were focusing on the the variable facts, and working in development independent scientists to prove the materials attributes.
Now, there's so many times I've heard that people have come forward with stuff like, out the body, I'm not, there's I think Mexican doctor or Chilean doctor. I think he's gone now, but
it looks like a bit of tinfoil.
But like, even if there's been objects there that said like there's unknown elements to it, but it's not gone any further than that. It's finished at that. Like, you don't hear about it anymore. It's like shut up and quiet and thrown in the door. So the same thing's going to happen to this, or it's going to be nothing. He's just spent 30 grand for fuck all on a piece of metal.
We'll see what they come back with. Because to be honest, I just think the whole thing's been a bit suspect from the start.
Yeah, I think he needs to come forward with a bit more than that.
Yeah, totally.
To be honest.
Well, this is it. It's like, why are they offering up these little bits and pieces? Yeah. And why is he so special that he's got all this access?
This is one of my favorite.
It's like me. All the small things was really, really one of my favourite tunes, man. I can't believe how much I loved it. And then it's like, I'll give you every old bit of information that I've got on aliens.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
No, I don't. I don't really, because. But then again, there's a few people out there who are in the circles where actually they've been backed by certain groups within the government, and it's a case of like it's the person it's the person you pick, and I'm saying I don't know why Tom DeLonge. Yeah, he might be enthusiastic. Is he going to keep secrets? Is he? Well, he to me, he seems
what
like
he says he wants to do.
What
he says he wants to do is just I don't know how he could achieve it, and it's like he's
not doing a good job up to now. I don't think, to be honest, he hasn't. He's shocked people in certain ways, but he hasn't.
Well, no, he's just released. He's basically been able to get like stuff that we've all kind of seen on UFO documentaries.
Yeah.
So many times with a bit of kind of like radar footage.
Well, this time he had backing from the
and now
pilots,
all of what he's come up with something that apparently he's been in. Right, okay, so if he's been in kind of like working with the government, right, surely they would have been able to kind of give him some sort of evidence that they'd acquired. Do you know, like over the years?
Yeah.
To work
not
with
too
and to
much.
kind of
Slowly,
exactly,
catch your monkey.
So why has he had to go and buy pieces of kind of UFO wreckage from other sources, if you like?
Well, yeah, exactly. Why Roswell again?
It's not like the government have gone, here you go, Tom. Here's a bit that we've had knocking around the office for a bit. Take a look at this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a case of that, like, it seems like anything that he is putting forward is something that he didn't get from these sources he says he's got, and the people he says he's working for, and but then like I see other people who are like ufologists, kind of jumping on his bandwagon as well. Do you know what I mean? So
I agree. But they hear all they're in the background as well, so they know more about it than we do. But like we just got to, believe that they know what they're talking about, and like
you might think haters gonna hate, but I'm not, because
I just think he's in the. I couldn't honestly ever see him in that position, but he's in that position of like he's an in-betweener between the government or people who've actually got evidence and like the people. You know what I mean?
I think we should have a whole episode dedicated to Tom DeLonge and just like what the fuck,
what we think about it.
Expose.
Yeah, I'm up for that. I don't want to be looking too much into him, no, but
yeah, true.
Yeah, like, well, but I'm questioning him, so I suppose I need to, don't I? Really?
Yeah, that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
I'm up for that.
Anything more you want to talk about? Because we're going to have to move on pretty soon. Got a few news stories to go through. But then we've got like a lot of questions and stuff about main topic.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, wicked. Hell yeah.
Are you wrecked? Come on.
No.
Carry on.
Carry on what? Carry on laughing.
The news.
All right. I want to go quickly through Brexit because there's a little thing's been going on. Right.
It's done my head in again this week.
We're waiting for Europe basically to come forward with the date. France, they want it to the 31st of January. France wants it sooner.
With a flexible extension.
Yeah.
We don't want an extension. I thought it was the 31st. Deal or no deal.
Well, they won't accept any kind of extension unless we do a referendum or we do
another
election.
That's it.
But Labour won't go for the election because they believe that if he goes for the election, then by December the 12th, which the Prime Minister has said the election should be at, he could change it and it could go past the deadline of us leaving Europe and then going with a no deal. Now, I've just found out as well, within the deal that Boris has brought back, in a little bit small print, says that we could leave in no deal at a certain pace.
Well, you can leave whenever we want.
Yeah.
But
which means that, like, he's trying to sneak it in, that if Parliament agree to it, then that means they can't go back to Parliament later on in the years to come and say, we can't have a no deal because it's actually in the print going, you accepted, we can have a no deal at the end of it if it doesn't work out right.
Well,
it is.
I just think that it's like people are just getting a bit fed up with this, all this sort of.
Well, this is why Boris is trying to finish it. If it takes a couple of more weeks, wicked, and it's over and done with for the first part,
but it wasn't what he promised.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
But it's down to the Ben Act that he stopped.
Who the fuck's Ben?
Ben's one of the MPs.
Well, fuck him.
Well, you can't because he's gone through Parliament and they've turned around and said,
putting a spanner in the works.
Yeah, well, that's it. Basically, he's been stopped at every corner. So, like, he's trying his best, and if it takes another couple of weeks, then fair enough.
No, I seen it actually. I was watching the news, and they were turning around and saying that all the politicians were saying something about it being on Halloween. Yeah, and it was a sacred day or some bullshit. And bad luck and a bad omen. Or something. Yeah, there was like, and I was just like, what a stupid thing to say. And this is why they were trying to push it back.
Shit.
And it was like, well, that could be actually the case.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. That night they're sacrificing the Virgin.
They're just looking for any excuse now.
Yeah, well, this is it. This is it. It's any excuse to stop Brexit because Lib Dems, Labour, are actually contacted with Europe every single day to try and stop it happening. And so we need an election so we can turn round to them in them parties and say, bye-bye, you fucked up. Now the Conservatives or the Brexit Party will take over that part and then we can finally get rid of Brexit. We need a good deal to leave. But if they're not willing to give us a good deal, then we should leave anyway. We're past the deadline, over a year. We're past the deadline. We should have legally left.
Do you know the programme Deal or No Deal, that if they worked like that, if Noel Edmonds were like, right, deal or no deal, right, well, I'm going to give you an extra 2 weeks to think about it.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
show the country needs to go back to the 1940s and show some bollocks.
Oh, it's stupid, isn't it?
It is. We're weak at the knees, man.
Well, we're all
He's
going to
fucking
turn. We're all
stupid.
going to turn into zombies.
Fucking yeah.
In this,
We're nearly-
in this kit. Sooner
But
or
that's
later.
another thing. More and more people getting more and more angry and getting more and more pissed off, and they want it over and done with. And we need to get it over and done with. If they don't accept our deal, bye bye. See you later. We'll come back to you. And because we're going to be paying 39 billion. Boris said he won't pay the 39 billion. I don't think we should pay the 39 billion. They owe us about $1 trillion in the investments that we put in there. So we'll take the $1 trillion and we'll give you 39 billion. There you go.
All right, calm down.
Yeah,
Sounds reasonable though.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
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 Are you all right?
Yeah. It's politics, you know what I mean?
I know.
And it's like, it's wind up.
It gets you
sometimes.
wound up.
It does.
But you know, you've got this is the thing, yeah. It's like, you know, the world's a bit fucked up at the minute.
A bit. Fucking
like
hell, it's
there's
been
so
thrown
much-
upside down and left to
So
right.
much crazy stuff going on
Yeah.
at the minute, and
Stupid.
I mean, all over the world. I mean,
And half of it's deliberately done.
I know.
This is the thing that...
This is it, man. It's
the
like you
wind-up.
can't rule out what might go on, but I
Yeah.
mean, it's like you've got to kind of get on with your life, haven't you?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
but we are kind of
Life goes on,
going
man.
into this sort of apocalypse, if you like.
Well,
do you know
yeah,
what I
we're
mean?
walking into something, but, like, only the powers that be seem to know what's going on, and we seem to be the clueless people, but we're trying to find out. I mean, hopefully we will.
Well, I've got this news story. Zombies, more zombies.
More zombies.
Zombie Day.
Oh, I'm glad you said day then. I thought you said something else then.
Why? What did you think I was
I thought
going
you
to say?
said day casually, to be honest.
Zombie Day.
Yeah, I was going to say zombie day.
Zombie
Fucking
dicks.
what?
No, it may sound like a bit of a stupid sort of
Zombie.
zombie film or something, but
Yeah.
no, it's seriously these
What are you eating people? and shit?
animals basically have got this sort of wasting disease that
Oh,
gives
right.
them the name, basically Zombie Day.
Right, so they're skinny, they're
Makes them
looking...
dangerous to humans. They're highly contagious. Terminally, it's got like a terminal illness,
Right.
and basically it's compared to like mad cow disease
Oh, you don't want
in
that.
cow, and basically makes your day like lethargic and like extremely weak,
And your dick fall
but
off.
also unusually kind of like has a fear of people and stuff. So you know what I mean? It's like they go
Right,
through.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's happening in like the US national parks.
Oh, fucking hell.
So yeah.
Well, it looks like they might have their electrics in California turned off tonight.
Why?
That looks things. Oh, there's been a fire. There's forest fires, you know, and apparently something's happened with one of the electric points. So a big area might have to have their electric taken out for
Yeah.
tonight and maybe for a couple more days. But hopefully it'll be back on in a couple of hours.
Right.
But
Okay.
let's see what happens. Yeah.
So these zombie day are reaching Nevada, and so
Fucking hell.
watch out.
Yeah. Watch out for them zombie days.
Zombie days. See, this is it. You see, it's like there are kind of cases of zombie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
That like are not, zombie. Right, we'll go into like the fact that zombies have got like a folklore, and they come from obviously somewhere. You've got a sort of
Bear, I heard.
everything comes from somewhere. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Well, it must do, or it won't be there.
but it's a case of that, like you can kind of trace this back quite easily. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
zombie sort of iconography and how we see it,
Yeah.
and how people sort of see a zombie now, and most of it can kind of be traced back, not very far, to be honest. Like,
Well, so the you mean like the common one now?
yeah, sort of like the new modern zombie.
Yeah, because in history it goes all the way to the Sumerians. You know what I mean? Here and there, there's all like different things that, in history that had the zombification in, but it wasn't called zombie.
No,
That's
there's
the
been
thing.
loads of. Well, this is the thing. There's loads of different sort of avenues
Names.
you can go down. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah, oh,
sort
yeah,
of,
yeah. so different in different parts of the world.
Yeah. Well, did you know, actually, the US has a zombie plan of action?
Yeah.
Sort of a zombie defense sort of scheme.
Yeah.
And they did some sort of training sessions where they were kind of going on zombie alert.
Yeah.
And they did a load of training, and this was all declassified in 2011.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, we will defeat all the enemies, even fictional ones, like especially fictional ones. What
was it? Was that the one with they had that big wagon with zombie killers or something on the side, and the police cars that were driving around in like California? Was it Florida?
Yep.
Around Florida area. See,
they were doing some all sorts of crazy stuff, right? So basically, the documents highlighted what sort of zombies they were
after
basically preparing for, right?
So they like to pick and match.
Pick and match.
Yeah, they like to pick. Oh well, we'll have them kind of zombies, but the other ones.
No. They were kind of expecting all aspects and all sort of.
So any kind of situation that involved a zombie.
So these different ways they think that a zombie apocalypse could like come across.
Yeah, I've got 4.
You're making a racket, you tonight.
Sorry, mate.
And that is say pathogenic. Yeah, yes. Zombies, which would be a viral infection.
Yes.
Then you've also got evil magical zombies, which is sort of a cult experimentation.
Okay.
This is according to the government, right?
Right. Well, it must be true.
Then you've got space zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, which are ET, extraterrestrial, or toxic,
virus.
or even radiated zombies.
Yeah.
Then you've got chicken zombies.
Chicken?
Chicken zombies would be mutilated poultry, sort of a kind of a bird sort of flu epidemic sort of thing.
Right, okay.
And in the document it states zombies are a threat to all human life or non-zombie human life, that is.
Yeah, only if you're stupid. Because if you're not stupid, then you hit them.
You'd think that's pretty silly, but the US government really has that. And some people believe that it was a training exercise carried out on zombies were more likely an exercise on mass crowd control. So, and it's kind of like been, people are going to kind of ask questions what you're doing in this situation, but they've made it into a bit of a fun sort of, hey, we'll call it a zombie crowd sort of thing.
Yeah.
But, crowd control on normal people, not zombies.
Well, yeah, I can see them using that. Really can.
Yeah.
Because you can use it, because generally, if nothing's weaponized, it don't come out.
Well, it's just manoeuvres on basically being able to control masses of people.
Yeah.
Or, like if there was a kind of an uprising or a revolution or something.
Look at the police now. Everywhere. They're like fucking army now. I mean, the amount of riot gear and all that stuff just to, stop a couple of people from, expressing their feelings.
What, when they go to protests?
Yeah. Look at them. They're in like armour.
Well, it's protection, isn't it? They see it as though...
Yeah, but then it gets now they've
necessary.
got tanks.
That's how they think.
Now they've got APCs with fucking water cannons on top and spraying everyone. Then they put the dye in it. Then they've got grenades that gas them so they can't see what they're doing and they're feeling ill and all that shit, and maybe make an accident, fall over, kill themselves. It gets
come back as a zombie.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You can see that like the police are getting more done up like a fucking army than like they should be, really.
Well, there's an argument there to be had, I think, where they would say, but I was trying to find the declassified document for this because I wanted to throw it up on the site.
Yeah,
I couldn't find it. So if you can find that, anybody, and you can get it
send
over,
us
send
the
it.
details.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And then started looking into like actual cases of reanimation.
Okay.
Yeah. Do there must be some sort of kind of a scientific experimentation where someone's been trying to reanimate a corpse. Yeah. So I know it sounds a bit morbid, but I started looking into it anyway, and I came across the zombie dog.
And
I've seen this before.
Yeah.
So Experiments had been on people basically experiments of trying to bring people back from the dead on people and animals went back as far as the 1700s.
Yes.
With Groviani Alandi, I think he's called.
Right.
I'm very bad at pronunciation, but he
Same
started doing kind of experiments on frogs, and he was basically experimenting by kind of electrifying them, and he saw that the leg would move. But he kind of didn't really grasp it how it properly worked, so he thought he'd try it on a human, and he kind of did. Do you know what I mean? I think he thought. I'm not even sure if this is how the electric chair was invented, to be honest, because tried it out on a prisoner and electrocuted him, or tried bringing him back from the dead. Yeah. But this was actually where the story of Frankenstein and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein was actually based on it. So even though he wasn't a zombie, that Frankenstein's monster, he was still kind of brought. He was an animated corpse or animated composition of corpse bits.
He wasn't who he originally was.
So not a strict zombie, but but
good for the story.
But yeah, and not exactly like a proper zombie. Yeah, no. But then there was a scientist in Russia in the 1940s. Yeah, who basically hooked a dog's head up to a machine, and he kept the head alive after the death. Yeah. And the dog was responding to stimulants. Right. So he put peanut butter on its lips and it was licking it. No. Right, and it was blinking and basically moving. Yeah. And it was on a heart and lungs machine. Yeah. Yeah, and it was just the head. Yeah. And the videos on YouTube, you can check that out. It's actually pretty weird. But again, not a true zombie case. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. I've seen it with a monkey with a chimp's head.
Yeah. What?
I've seen it with a chimp's head.
Like a monkey head transplant.
Yeah. Basically, it was a chimp's head in like a glass case, but it had like tubes and that coming out of it. But it's like it looks alive. It moved its head and stuff like that, and its eyes and stuff. But to be honest, I think that's just playing around with the muscles of the actual animal.
Still a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit weird, but a lot of stuff that comes out to for the future, weird shit happens to it. So it works or not.
So we've got to ask, the question: what is a zombie? In a zombie apocalypse, it's good to know your enemy. Do you know what I mean?
That is very true. So, very true indeed.
The first English recorded encounter of the word zombie was in 1890, but we actually know that it goes way back further and goes back to Tibet, China, Japan, and other countries. Way before. Yeah. But in 1890, the first occasion zombie came up was in the History of Brazil by poet Robert Southey. Yeah. Basically, it was spelled zombie, Z-O-M-B-I. Yeah. And in the Oxford Dictionary gives it the origins from West Africa and compares it to the Congo word nzombe, which means God, and zumbe, meaning fetish. The Portuguese translation to it means soul, funny enough. But when you think of basically zombies now, a lot of people translate it goes back to Haiti. Yeah. Where they said to have trapped the souls in a vessel, in a bottle, or something like that. Yeah, in order to get them kind of like zombified and working.
You have the power over that.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the power. Yeah, exactly. You've got them under your spell, under your control. So yeah. But obviously the new modern interpretation of the word zombie is more kind of along the lines of what we consider a zombie, like from The Walking Dead, or
Michael Jackson video.
Yeah, well, do you know what?
Yeah,
a lot of
man.
people have kind of commented on the Michael Jackson's video.
Yeah, it's classic, isn't it? You can't talk about zombies without Michael Jackson's video.
So go on, what do you remember about it?
What, Michael Jackson's video? It was a good video, wasn't it?
What?
Michael Jackson's video.
Bad?
Yeah.
Was that the one with zombies in it?
Yeah, man.
It wasn't, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was Thriller.
Ghouls. Was it Thriller?
Yeah, the Halloween one where he turns into a zombie or whatever.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right there.
Yeah, it was the one where he turns into a werewolf that kind of scared me a bit when I was a kid. And I was saying in Twitter I actually had a bad kind of a nightmare of Michael Jackson following me.
A lot of boys do.
I know, yeah, right. In hindsight, yeah, obviously, but I mean, but in different terms, I honestly thought.
You thought he was a weird
even as a child, I thought, nah, I don't like this guy. Why is he changing into a werewolf? I've seen him as a zombie. What the fuck? Now he's a big metal man. What the hell?
He must have proper freaked you out when he turned white.
Yeah.
You must have gone, shit, he's turning into something. What is it?
Oh,
it's
well.
a grey. That's why he's turning into a grey.
Well, obviously, it's got, it's got a lot of history and roots, the word zombie. Yeah. So one book that first exposed the Western world to zombies and voodoo zombies was a book called The Magic Island in 1928. This was written by W.B. Seabrook, and it was about his encounters with the voodoo cults of Haiti.
Yeah.
Basically, amongst that, a lot of kind of people cottoned onto this kind of fact. It was there was literally one sort of chapter in the book called The Dead Men Working, right?
Dead Man Working?
Yeah, and it was about kind of the zombies in Haiti.
Yeah.
And how they were kind of like mindless and kind of just under a spell and just worked.
They were tired.
Worked constantly.
Yeah.
And just didn't respond and all the rest of it, yeah.
Yeah.
But from this passage, there was kind of people who kind of wrote about it or worked it into plays. So there was a play called, what was it called? Voodoo Hamlet.
Oh, yes.
Which was kind of like the Haiti sort of zombie.
Yeah.
That sort of zombie.
Yeah.
And people kind of used that sort of characterization when thinking about zombies up until that point.
Yeah.
But then, like, people like, George A. Romero came along.
Yeah.
And then they kind of changed the whole sort of
genre of it
and kind of blew it wide open.
Yeah,
of course. And kind of made it that the zombies were a bit more violent and a bit more kind of, kind of more had a lust for human flesh.
They're not taking your shit no more.
Exactly,
They're fighting
made them
back.
A bit more scary because up until that point, a Haiti zombie was a bit kind of like
docile.
It wouldn't really attack you. Yeah. It'd just work or do what it was told.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They were stoned out their fucking tree.
So the fact that these, George A. Romero zombies in Night of the Living Dead were now
the first
trying to get you. And it was the first new sort of, it was the start of how we see them now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's grossed like 33 million over the years and stuff like that.
That film
still sells to this day.
Now, even going as far as kind of like films like I Am Legend, they've all taken from Romero.
Yeah. But never ever said zombie in them.
No,
never.
But you can kind of get what it is. It's like even stuff like Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say zombie, but you kind of categorize them in that sort of in that category.
Yeah, but you would have thought in a zombie book or zombie film, you would have the word zombie actually in there at one point or not. But it was surprising that there was quite a few that don't actually have it in there.
Well, there's quite a lot of people who do call it zombies.
Oh yeah. I mean, we all know what a zombie looks like.
Well, at the end of the day, exactly.
Roughly,
and that's it, and that's the point. From all these people have kind of been inspired by Romero's take on it, from Shaun of the Dead to Zombieland to
making people question.
28 Days Later, Day of the Dead. All of these, what was the remake?
No,
you know what I mean. All of these zombie films are basically the whole new genre of zombies has come from this.
Yeah.
So, what to look for? What would you say to look for in a zombie?
Someone who wants to bite me fucking neck off.
That's one thing.
What do you want? Why have you got blood in your mouth? Why are you running towards me? Where's this brick?
So you said running towards you, right? So you would you say a rage-infected zombie was more like?
Well, if it's fresh meat, then yeah, because it's going to be fit.
Do you think that has a kind of a handle on it, like a slow-moving zombie would be because it's all decomposing?
Well, I actually have the funny problem of how the virus controls it.
Well, you've hit upon something there, because a lot of people distinguish the zombie sort of worlds of being in, all right then. Well, there's a world where there's slow-moving zombies, and then there's a world where there's rage-infected zombies and the fast-moving, right? Yeah. But what if it's the same world where at the beginning the rage-infected are quite fast-moving, but then as they decompose, they become those slow-moving zombies?
Yeah, that's the way I would.
That's a good way of looking at it, actually.
Because they're bound to decompose. It's they're dying right there. Well, they're dead. You know what I mean? Yeah. So technically, it's just going to carry on. So I'd say over time, I've got nothing to worry about for the future.
Zombies come in variant speeds, so,
I don't care as long as he's got fucking blood in his mouth. I'm fucking hitting it. I don't care.
So,
you know what I mean?
What I'd look for is the fact that they were rotting. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So they'd be probably smell a bit.
Stench, yeah, just a little bit.
They might be missing a limb.
Yeah, but then again, don't always go with that. There's a lot of disabled people out there who miss the limb, and you don't want to, discriminate.
Oh right, so
you see someone walking down the road and he's like losing losing a limb. You don't automatically go right. That's one. So I'm going to kill it.
I think we establishing quite early on in this survival guide sort of thing that that you need to kind of be vocal. You need to be because the zombie's not going to be vocal, are they? They're going to be like they're going to be a bit zombie brain. I don't even think they could get the word brains out. To be fair, right? So
it'd have to be highly intelligent.
So if you can go, whoa, stop, are you a zombie? Yeah, and they can answer you saying no. Yeah.
Then you're not maybe give them a free pass, give them a search.
Always try and identify your target.
Yeah.
Don't try and
give them a couple of chances before they're like right up to your fucking face, stop what you want, blah blah, carry on, something like that. And then if they don't by a certain level, certain cross line. Yeah. Right, I'm killing you. It doesn't matter who you are. It's your fault. I've given you the opportunity. You haven't done. But then again, I've just thought. Then, what if it's someone who's definitely they've run out of battery?
Now, you see, this is it. You see, you can't always. You can only give people so much of an opportunity.
Yeah, but now, if they don't, I know what you're on about there.
At this point, if they've not run at you and tried to eat you, you might consider that they're not a zombie.
I was just thinking that as well. It depends on the movement as well. If they're moving, but then again, when you're tired, you're hungry, you're being chased, you're going to end up looking or lethargic and
it's
fucked.
I do. Yeah, I could do agree. There's a scene in The Walking Dead where Daryl's coming over a field.
You know what? Fuck him.
And everyone's like, he does look a bit like a zombie. He's got. Looks fucked. To be fair.
Yeah. Fuck
do you know what I mean?
So,
they do take a shot at him because they think he looks a bit zombie.
Yeah.
So
it's
well, as you say, zombies will try and bite your neck.
Yeah.
Right. So watch out.
We'll bite
if
anyway.
Bitten, you'll turn into a zombie.
Is
yourself.
It obvious though? Hold on. Is that obvious though?
What?
Is that obvious that you will turn into one because like in The Living Dead and that, The Walking Dead? Everyone's got this disease, virus, so they're not going to change. If someone
No. Well, it brings it on quicker, and the fact that
But does it?
Well, yeah, it kind of really does.
Well, it depends because we don't exactly know what would happen.
If
you know what I mean?
It comes on from the infection as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you've got that already in your blood. That ain't going to make much difference.
That's only in the Walking Dead universe. And do you know what? In the Walking Dead, they never actually do use the term zombie. I don't think they've ever used it.
See what I mean about some programs and books and that not using the actual terms that they're actually called and stuff like that, and it's just one of them, isn't it?
Well, one way of kind of getting away with it is if you obviously, if you get kind of bit on the wrist, is chop off your hand.
Chop the fucker off.
Yeah, try and get the infection out before it travels any further.
Well, to be honest, I would check. I would check to make sure that it does that infection. As in, if I could grab let's say a rabbit, right, and I feed its leg, give its leg to one of these fucking zombies, and it bites it, and I take the leg away, put the rabbit in the corner for a little while, see if it changes or not. If it does,
it might only be a kind
because it might just be a bite, and you can't. It doesn't kill you.
It's not necessarily the same thing, is it? It's the fact that you're talking about in The Walking Dead that everyone's got the virus, but in another situation they might not. Yeah,
but then the chances of it
you'll get a rabbit to get bit, so you'll see if it's gonna infect you or not.
But the thing is,
it might not be infectious to rabbits. Rabbits live outdoors and have probably a bit more of immune to things.
Oh, then you grab your mate and go, give us your finger.
Well, in that case, and if he turns into a zombie, then you're fucked.
Then you're fucked. But if he doesn't, what do you do? Just cut your finger off and go, right?
No. It's a case of you'd have to probably cut most of his arm off.
Yeah, because one of the things that you're gonna have to find out is the information of the enemy, like you were saying before. But then you're gonna have to do like little experiments like that to find out what the reaction.
Nobody seemed to kind of want to do that in The Walking Dead. I don't think none of them have ever gone like, do you know what? We should really find out what happened. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
None of them. They did at the beginning once for a bit, and then when they found out, they went.
So they don't know it could be natural.
We choose not to believe or choose not to tell anyone. Do you know what I mean? So it was a bit kind of like selfish.
Yeah, I've got.
So zombies are relentless little bastards.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah. Well, they will keep.
Are they little though?
No. You know what I mean. I'm just talking. They'll keep coming at you. The only way to stop a zombie is to destroy the head or. Take the brain, remove the head, destroy the brain. Yeah, smash it in, shoot it, whatever.
Do what you can to destroy the fucker.
Now, obviously, zombies.
Make a game out of it.
You might think that one zombie would be easy to get rid of.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Even one or two, do you know, on your own, like you've got a fucking
We won't know the strength of it either, to be honest.
Yeah, but they might be incredibly easy to kill, do you know?
But then they must then with this disease or virus within them could like transmit as like their skin thicker. Or something.
No, it probably if they're decomposing, they'll probably be a bit weaker.
Well, yeah, there is that.
So there is that. Yeah. So but what would you do if a horde of zombies, a horde of them were coming?
I'd say stop. What are you doing?
Stop.
Yeah. What are you doing? You're going the wrong way. Stop what you doing.
And that's the next thing. You cannot reason with a zombie.
No. You turn and fucking
their whole reasoning process is gone, right? Yeah. There's not one part of that that's left in the brain.
It wants you and you
can't
only.
Turn around and go, "Hey Jim, you don't remember me? I'm all right. I'm Taylor from up the road. Do you not remember?" And they'll go,
"Nope, you look like a chicken, and I'm going to eat you."
Oh, yeah, you're dead.
Yeah. It wants its chicken, so it's going to come and run after you. And, because it's hearing your cock crowing.
Large numbers of zombies are absolute trouble. The best advice I can give you is get your fucking ass out of there.
Run.
But make sure if you can't get away that you're somewhere secure and you can barricade yourself in until it kind of dies down, or
I
you can try and escape.
Like that.
Hopefully, there's somewhere that you've got a bit of water and a bit of food.
Somewhere where you can actually attack them. I would have as well.
What, attack them?
A little area, yeah. Because like if you get cornered, they ain't going nowhere.
But you'd want a bit of somewhere you want to kind of get away for a minute, and
it's all about planning,
have a breather.
Preparation.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Where the zombies aren't getting you and you're safe for a minute, but
Yeah. You still want to kick their ass on.
Well, make sure that you've got adequate weaponry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weaponry is key in a zombie apocalypse. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this
not
is
as much armor, though.
And these kind of variant weapons. So obviously, not everybody is going to have, access to high-end machine guns and whatnot. Yeah, to take on a zombie horde.
Yeah.
But there are weapons that most people can find around the house that are handy for taking on zombies.
You know what? You know what? I think a lot of people would the first weapon they grab hold of. Do you know what I reckon it would be?
TV remote.
No, a knife.
iPhone.
A knife.
Oh yeah, knife.
What the fuck is a knife gonna do against somebody that wants to bite your fucking neck? And let's say there's two or three there.
Through the head.
Yeah, it's still gonna be fucking going for you unless you've got to do a bit of fucking ripping there.
Oh.
Unless if it's not serrated, how are we gonna bring it back out?
Well, hammers. Hammers would be a good one. Yeah. Over
baseball bat, cricket bat.
Other stuff. Yeah, exactly. Bats, cricket bats. A spade, axe, table leg. Yeah.
I think spade would be the best.
Get creative, man.
Yeah.
It's
spade because you can slice the head off at the same time as you're poking it.
Also, if you want to get in any blunt object, so choppers, bashers, whatever. Like
something that puts the object, the zombie away from you, not as close, because that's the worst thing on it. Because the zombie will get you more chance will get you when you're close.
Yeah. You want to keep him at a bit of length.
You definitely want to keep him at a length. You want to try and get him down before that little. I don't know, 5 feet. 5 feet gets in your foot.
Mate, that's what gets me in like zombie films when like they're on top of them.
Yeah,
where I'm like, for fuck's sake, get away quick.
Yeah. One bite, bang, you're dead.
Oh, it bugs me. It gets me out of my chair.
Yeah,
and like,
they don't know how to run, do they? They haven't prepped right, have they? Really?
No. Well, more advanced weapons would be stuff like shotguns,
rockets,
obviously bazookas.
Yeah.
Tanks,
aircraft.
I'd say crossbows, compound bows, recurve bows, all superb weapons to have in an arsenal when the zombie apocalypse hits.
Yeah, because you can make more
silent and deadly.
Yes, definitely deadly.
You can obviously retrieve your arrows as well, which means that your weapon, your bullets.
Your rounds, longer. You've still got one. Yeah, exactly. You can make as many as you want.
You can make them easier than you can make a bullet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very handy in the
handy equipment. To learn. Yeah, I've always wanted to learn that. We've talked about it sometimes, haven't we? About going and learning how to make one.
I can make one. I've made one before. I've made a couple. Bows and arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah, done a couple. I've got some sweets. Hey.
Oh, sweet.
So where would you go?
Yeah.
In a zombie apocalypse,
nowhere near a fucking city for one.
I know, yeah, that's a thing.
Hell no.
The place where I think like places like China or London or New York,
Japan would be fucked. Fucking hell.
Yeah, Japan. Yeah, like where there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think those would be ground zeros for a lot of the outbreaks, right? So,
but then it depends how they protect. I mean, the government could protect half the island, and then move in and take everyone out, and it could be sorted for them.
It depends.
It depends how fast it hits,
But they say that if it did hit, it'd spread unbelievably quick. Right?
If it goes airborne, that Walking Dead thing would come true.
Well, a lot of people, scientists have said that
of a lot of it.
The best places to go would be up into the mountains.
Yeah, good job I'm living near there.
Because
I'm free.
One, the further away from the cities you go, then the infection has less time to travel because there's fewer people.
Yeah.
So the chances of them picking it up are...
And by the time it travels as well, it'd be dying off.
And plus, zombies aren't the greatest climbers.
No.
So if you can get up into a mountainous region or a hilly region, you've got a way better chance of survival.
Nice little castle at the top of the hill.
Oh God, sorry. I'm eating chocolate.
You are?
It's Halloween.
It is.
You can have a treat.
Yeah, only every now and again. I had your, what was it?
Run
cake.
for the hills. Oh yeah, we had zombie cakes.
Yeah, zombie cake.
On Zombie Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, scientists have obviously said that mountains are probably the best outcome.
Yeah.
Slow down zombies from getting to you. Plus, like I
have a little
say,
fun with
less
them, though.
humans, less zombies.
Yeah.
Cities, like you say, are
Yeah.
a very no-go
Yeah.
area and not a good idea.
And
Obviously,
roads.
lots of people equals lots of zombies.
Yeah, roads. Stay away from roads if you can, because the reason why is because there's more likely there's going to be ambushes of people who are actually not zombies and they want your shit.
That's a good point. Don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not even the zombies that are the problem.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
other people,
yeah.
other survivors.
Yeah.
You know, trying to take your stuff.
Gang mentality or,
you know,
like,
try
survival.
and take your fuel or your
Yeah.
car
Yeah,
or
yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
weapons or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be no law about in a zombie
No, it's a
apocalypse,
fuck.
so you've got to be able to
Law
take
your
care
own,
of
mate.
yourself.
Law your own.
And, you know, and kind of be savvy.
Be vigilant.
Do you know when people say be streetwise?
Yeah, that is definitely
that's
the
what
time.
you've got to be.
Fucking damn right, yeah. Every
So-
situation could be a bad one, a good one. Just, you know, clarify things before you do it.
Exactly. So another thing is distraction.
Yes, yeah,
You
it's
can-
good. Yeah,
You can
yeah.
easily distract a zombie,
Yeah,
right? Because obviously they've got no sort of
no awareness of what he's fucking doing. He just wants food, so it'd be like, whoa.
exactly.
Where's
You
that?
can
Where's
get-
that noise
you can
coming from? I'm
You can
fucking eating
confuse
you.
a zombie pretty
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah, I'll be
Um,
doing fucking. I'll be doing. Definitely be if I had a camp out somewhere, I'd have a little area where I could call, make a shitload of noise, so they all come to me,
Yeah.
and then fucking pop one at a time.
You were trying to tell me one before. Go on, tell me that.
Yeah, and then
that
it clears the area.
He said, he goes, I'm going to have like a box where like they
Oh,
all come
yeah.
in,
No,
and then I
I'm
drop
gonna
a
have like
shipping
a wall.
container on them or something.
Yeah, I'm
And I
gonna
was
have
just
a
like,
wall.
Wow, that sounded pretty good.
After time, I'm going to have a wall, right? So in that wall, there's going to be a piece missing out, and there's going to be a square piece, so, you know, like your bottleneck. And then at the top of there, I'm going to have a big sheet of steel. So then I'm going to let them all come in. And as they all come in, I'm going to hit like 100 at a time. Boom.
Taylor's gone
Right.
for zombie killer.
Next
of the week.
one. Now, it's going to take a bit of time, and I might need, you know, a little hand. So if anyone knows engineering, I could do with a bit of help there.
Fair
And
enough.
then, you know,
Looking
I'll
for a
get rid of
survivor
more.
Who's got engineering
Well,
skills?
that'll be the task of the day, won't it, really? Get
yeah,
rid of
because
it.
you've got no other entertainment, no electric or whatever.
Yeah.
Fair
Damn
dues,
right, man,
fair
I'm going
dues.
on a hunt.
See, this is it. He'll just be sat there thinking up zombie traps all
Yeah.
day.
Oh, yeah. Well, I won't be thinking of it. I'll be using it.
So, would you say disguising yourself as a zombie is a good idea?
No. Don't even give the chance on that one.
Do you know what, they seem to do that a lot? Like, you know, in
It
Shaun
is
of the
bollocks,
Dead, they
man.
try it and they go.
They smell
"What,
you
give us-
straight off.
give-"
The sense.
Would you say no?
They
I'm
sense
not
you
sure.
straight off. They know if you're. They know if you're dead or not.
No,
I reckon so.
I don't think they will.
If they're that intelligent to get up and fucking walk and chase after you, they may have certain intelligence.
They're not intelligent. They're just on a base instinct to eat.
I still can't
So-
get the grasp of it controlling your body, yet you're dead. It's still in my mind does not compute that how can a little virus like that now...
Because it's not what it's right. It's reanimating your body. It's not reanimating your soul or your consciousness. So you don't know who you are. You're not exactly
Yeah,
you
you're dead.
anymore.
You're
the person
you're an
you
object.
was is dead.
Yeah.
Right.
But
the
we haven't
person
got
you
anything
are
that
now
dies today that moves.
Is a
Apart from when it's
virus that has basically reanimated your body
Yeah.
to go and transmit this virus on.
Yeah.
But your base
Number one
urge
job.
is to eat. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
all you need to do.
Yeah.
Right. Now, there's an argument to say that maybe it's the virus that is making you want to eat because you need to bite something to transmit the virus on, which makes that live.
Yeah, but you must
Or
have...
is it the fact that, the zombie's just hungry and wants to eat meat?
Yeah,
and
but the
you're
thing...
there?
Yeah, but this is the thing of it... It can't be used like a mind like how we use ours, because ours is not like a virus. So there's unless it somehow knows how to communicate.
But I don't think
to the
that
rest
they
of
can
its body.
smell blood or brains or anything. I
Well,
don't
if
think. I think that there's, you know, they're not supernatural. They're dead. They're just bodies.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
that's
mean?
like we get viruses. Humans get viruses all the time, and we get we're like quarter fucking bacteria anyway. Now the viruses that like come at us when we die, it doesn't make our body move. Can't make our body move because there's no contents in the. There's nothing there to control because your body's dead. And that thing that was controlling the whole of your body has left. So, what could be put into that place could not be, I suppose, biological in a way.
Yeah,
it'd have
but
to be
that's what I'm
some kind
saying.
of soul kind of thing.
Well, there's actually a company, called Biocom.
Right.
Yeah. And what they're doing is trying to do some kind of magnetic sort of experiments or some sort of experiments.
This is how this shit works when you do experiments.
Right. So they're trying to bring, basically
The world to the
brain
end.
dead patients back by using stem cells.
Yeah.
And injecting stem cells into them and all the rest
And
of
they
it.
don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, but there's been countless letters to the kind of company from concerned people saying this is how zombie epidemics start.
Well, yeah, if you don't
You know
fuck
what I
around
mean?
with it, you're not going to make one, are you?
No, have a
You know
look
what I
into
mean?
it
Yeah.
though. It's pretty interesting. So I mean, zombie epidemics. I mean, do you think like it could happen? I mean,
It has happened.
well, it's happened, and there's a few animals in the animal kingdom that kind of have that sort of zombie sort of nature.
Yeah, that's where 90%, well, I'd say 99% of viruses come from.
So, you know, these kind of aspects of the zombie sort of law, and especially when you look into the Haiti stuff and that sort of side.
Yeah.
Because it's not directly how we see zombies now. So say if I say, are zombies real?
Yeah.
Then we automatically go to the Romero sort of icon of a zombie.
Yeah, and then automatically say, no, there's no such thing happened, but it has.
But, I mean, these people who are out there saying, like, because of, like, people going over to America and other countries, that they took those sort of teachings with them. Yeah. And now that sort of stuff's being practiced in America.
Yeah.
And so it's still going on.
Yeah.
Right. But it's not how we see a zombie nowadays. So
because through history, the zombie's been changed, hasn't it? From one thing, from being a docile slave to being like a mad killer person who has no control and just wants to eat you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Big time.
Well, we asked Twitter actually about how would they survive in a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
How would you think you'd get on? To be fair,
be fair,
really, yeah. Come on, give us the proper truth. How do you think you'd get on?
I think I'd be all right, to be honest.
I'd like to think I'd be all right, but you could never tell. You never know what's
depends
around the corner.
On the situation and depends how things play out. You're gonna have some luck.
I'd like to think I'd live, yeah. But so like I say, we put a poll
question
out.
Is, do you want it though?
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? It's the first act of surviving, or the first point of surviving is wanting to survive. Yeah. So put a poll up on Twitter, and it was, how long do you think you could survive in a zombie apocalypse? Would you be eaten within 1 to 7 days, survived for 6 to 12 months, or would you last till the very end? How do you think the polls went?
I think most people went 6 to 12 months.
Well, you'd be wrong. We've got quite a confident
listener
base.
So we've got a lot of liars out there.
52% of people said that they'd survive it till the end, which pretty kind of surprised at.
I'm glad at least they've got the balls to go, you know what, I'm not giving up, I'm going to stand and fucking fight.
29% said that they'd last 6 to 12 months. And we had 19% who said they'd be dead.
In the community,
they'd be dead within a week. We had quite a lot
probably
of,
right on most of that on the first one.
Comments. We got EJ who basically said she's considered this loads of times, but considering she can't get access to a gun, she'd have to get a baseball bat with nails or a nail gun.
Hey, go for it, girl. Go for it.
basically a bunch of garden tools.
Yeah, that's it.
Take no prisoners.
Yeah, use your imagination. Use any kind of tool you want to. Try it out first, though, before you actually try it out on the real thing.
Gareth was asking as well, are we talking about kind of like Dawn of the Dead or Shaun of the Dead sort of zombies? So we had a bit of a chat about that.
Yeah.
I was saying that I don't like slow-moving. I don't like fast-moving zombies. I prefer the slow-moving zombies.
I think everyone would prefer that, to be honest, because you're going to get caught quicker.
No, it depends. It's like they've got different threat levels, haven't they?
Well, yeah, you want a little bit of fright, though. You know what I mean? Keep you on your toes.
Nightingale podcast said, or is it? So what is it? Night guest or
night guest? Yeah, it's all one word.
Nightgeist or
Nightgeist.
Yeah, Nightgeist podcast.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put myself at patient 0. I've got an incredible look that way.
Oh,
or at least patient
bugger.
2.
Lucky bugger.
I mean? First one to get it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Get it.
Good Luck Sleeping podcast say, I feel like either be the first to die or the last to die. There's no in between. In video games, I'm amazing at surviving. But realistically, I feel like there'd be a point where I'd just go, basically, I want a shower and just run into the hall.
Well, you know what you want to find? You want to find a nice group of people who will look after you.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's what you do need, actually. Yeah, you need to find, like...
Not necessarily.
Would you be a lone wolf in this situation, or would you kind of latch on to somebody?
Unless I didn't know, yeah. To be honest, yeah, because there'd be so much risk. You can't... The person who's next to you, you need to make sure that they're going to be the one who helps you out and doesn't leave you at the last fucking minute and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So... to be honest, yeah, unless I know him, then yeah, I think I'd be a lone wolf. I'd be more secure with myself.
Well, I had
I'm mental by the end of it. I'll be talking to myself, I think.
Mr. How Not to Sail podcast.
Yeah.
And he said that his secret weapon in a zombie apocalypse would be his boat.
His boat? Oh.
Yeah, and he said...
He's got a boat, has he?
And he'd get off to Hawaii or somewhere crazy.
Hawaii? Yeah. Hey, that's a good idea. Hawaii. But Hawaii might be full of them. What are you going to do then? I'd find a nice big nuclear submarine.
He sent a picture of his boat and it looked amazing. And I said, well, you know, you've got zombies, they don't sink, they can't drown.
Yeah.
They just end up filling with gas and bob up next to your boat.
Unless he's got a hole in himself, then he can just walk across the sea, underneath, walk in the ocean.
I said to him, in a zombie apocalypse, you can come and pick us up.
Yeah,
yeah. We'll meet him by the Manchester Ship Canal.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Excellent. He said he'll be there by January.
Sweet. So, you better make a move on then.
So, well, again, we've had actually loads of questions, and I've tried to find out all the answers we can.
Yeah.
And we're going to go through those in a moment.
Yeah.
But have you got anything to add to the zombie?
I have.
Go on.
I've got to check this out a little bit more, but there was a documentary. Well, it's about 6 minutes long, actually, called "The Zombie Invasion."
In London,
1599. Yeah. Now, to be honest, when I heard this, it did put some clarification on some stuff I've heard about Victorian era and around, them times. So it looks like it might be right, but there was only one piece of evidence, as you'll find out in a minute. Basically, what had happened in over London from west to north, a comet or meteorite had smashed into the ground in London through a pub right near the Tower of London. So, according to this documentary little thing, the people within that pub started going nuts and started killing each other. The bodies would stand up, start arguing and start, killing other people. And eventually, they went to the Globe Theatre. They was going near the Globe Theatre. Now, at that time, William Shakespeare, the first time it had ever been played, Henry V.
Right, okay.
So apparently, there's like 3,000 people in there, and it was, they were basically defended well in that place. It was like an armoured fort, so they fought them off.
Like Xavier.
Yeah.
Use my thoughts.
But also, apparently, his stories from there on actually went a lot darker. Because he used to have fun stories and light stories.
What? So you think
so
that
Shakespeare
after that,
changed?
It kind of shook him a bit.
Yeah, and because the only piece of evidence, and it's the only piece of evidence, we don't know why. This is why I want to look into it a bit more. Was actually from a lost play from William Shakespeare that a few people have looked at it and looked at the first couple of lines and realised what had gone on. Now, this had started in 1599 and supposedly carried on until 1666 with the Great Fire of London. But that's a lot of years for this to have gone on. And not only that, there was stories of people in like bodies in the streets, like
but didn't
just
you
a
were
head.
telling me that it was like a mutated version of
the plague.
Of the plague.
Yeah, because the plague had been around since.
So my question is, was it
1300?
A case of whatever that meteorite was carrying it?
Had changed something,
Was it carrying the mutated version of the plague, or did it mutate the plague when it got here?
No, because the plague had already been here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So it mutated something that was already here.
It I suppose added.
It's a bit crazy, that.
Yeah, because the plague was here in England from 1348 till 1665. That was the last case in 1665 in England.
So how long after that had the plague not been around for?
Well,
so you're telling me that the plague had disappeared?
Yeah, but the plague is still around.
Right, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So that whatever this meteorite was carrying,
added a little formula.
Yeah, but
to
it wasn't. It was laid dormant or not doing anything. It weren't killing anyone.
Well, no, because it started the reaction straight away. Because all this started from supposedly this pub,
right?
Which the family have rebuilt. And it's
Cashing
like,
in.
yeah. And apparently the meteorite that struck is still in the basement downstairs.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently you can go there now. You can go to this day. I've never heard of it before, but it did add up some things from even like programs. Like I remember a version of Doctor Who with William Shakespeare. There was some story with that, but it was adding.
I know we're talking about zombies and stuff tonight, and then what I'm going to say is going to sound a bit kind of redundant in that context, but Doctor Who's a fictional character.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, Shakespeare
might be saying Father Christmas.
Even Shakespeare, there's arguments to say that he didn't exist as well. It was a collective of people.
Yeah, apparently
so you know
it was
what I mean?
His mate, wasn't it?
We're arguing about the fact that zombies didn't exist, or existed, but Shakespeare did have a chat with Doctor Who.
Yeah, in the programme, yeah. But they go back and, mess around with history and stuff like that in
As
Doctor
usual,
Who. Yeah.
Doctor Who
but there was
that sort of thing.
I already seen parts of it that actually this could answer some of the questions. That's why I need to look into it more, to be honest, because it is actually a 10-year-old story I've found there.
Right, okay.
So, I'm going to have a little look into it, and if I find anything more, I'll tell you.
Well, I've got a lot of questions to get through.
Oh, go on then.
Listener questions. So, going to get to those now.
Go for it.
Sorry, I've been eating chocolate for the last couple of minutes, but it's so delicious. I can't stop it. Well, WTF, Amicom, a gaming podcast. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
He has a question. He says, how come there's never been a movie about an undead bee that attacks people simply called zombies?
Oh, I like that.
Well,
I like that.
I had a look into it.
Yeah.
And even though there's not a film called Zombies, the concept, actually, the fact that zombies actually do exist.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't know is quite a lot of bees and wasps sting the prey like other insects.
Yeah.
In the head.
Yeah.
Releasing a venom that basically makes them dead subdued and does whatever they say.
Yeah. Because there's a what was it? Mushroom.
A spore,
yeah,
like
spore.
a fungus
that goes in ants. That it hits the brain and it makes them do what it wants.
Well, it just makes
and then
them,
grows out of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then it kind of grows out of them. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then it turns into whatever it wants to turn into.
So there you go. So there is actually they do exist, those things. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then we've got another sort of question. Well, I'd say more of a question, more of a kind of
answer
thing. A thing saying he was. This is from David or Dave from Bizarre Podcast, and he says his first introduction to a zombie was through Michael Jackson's Thriller, and you know, it was his favourite video.
Yeah, it was a good video.
And he says his question to us is, what's our favourite zombie movie or any zombie-related entertainment franchise?
Ooh. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not really into zombies because I think it, in a way, it ain't going to happen. In another way, it's sort of like, look, if something's going to come towards you and you know it's going to fucking eat you, slap it out of the way and walk on.
Yeah.
So it's one of them that I feel less cared to it because I don't believe it's going to happen.
Well, I kind of like
because
it.
of what I was saying before about the control of your body without something like a soul controlling it.
Fair enough. It's one of them, innit? You believe it or you don't believe
it.
You know,
but
it's like it's one of them.
I can see the concept
of
it.
Just from the kind of the other history behind it, not the fact that... And then there's so many ways that it could happen. And are we actually bringing it on ourselves? Well, do you know what I mean? Like with all this shit that we do with genetics and stuff. So you know, I think my favorite zombie sort of franchise TV franchise I'd say was The Walking Dead, but then they've kind of ruined it a little bit because I was into the comics of The Walking Dead and I was collecting them for a while.
Never into it.
And then the TV show came out. And I was dead excited for it. And the first series was really good, and it kind of followed it kind of panel for panel and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, kind of like, getting people on this, you know.
Yeah.
And then kind of liked it up until about season 3. It got a bit kind of slow, but then picked up again. And it was like I say, it was one of them shows that got me out of my seat when kind of something dramatic was going to happen, or someone was about to get eaten or whatever. Yeah. So I was kind of into that, but I think my first kind of big sort of film that I thought was really like zombies were cool, and I thought was well, it's a toss up because there was 28 Days Later, which was more your serious sort of zombie film, but they were like your fast moving rage affected. But then Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, I gotta say, Shaun of the Dead
probably opened up the genre for a lot of people.
Yeah, I did like it. I mean,
I ended up watching kind of like the Romero stuff after the fact. Yeah. But I think because I liked Simon Pegg and Spaced and stuff. I ended up. Well, they do an episode in Spaced, which is about kind of zombie-ish.
Yeah.
They say they got the idea to do the Shaun of the Dead from that. But it's Fair enough. I liked his work, so it was like I was going to watch it anyway.
Yeah, I do like his work. Yeah,
and it's one of them films that's gone down as kind of one of them great zombie films. Yeah, do you know what I mean?
True.
So. Because I think it pays homage to a lot of them. So it's like I was saying to you before about like in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
With I'm coming to get you, Barbara.
And then
Nick Frost's character Ed.
Yeah.
He's basically like he says that line when they're going to get Barbara, Sean's mum.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm coming to get you, Barbara, down the phone. And it's like, it's that callback. It's that callback to the Romero again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think I can't remember the film, but I watched it a number of times, but I can't remember its name for the fucking Christ of me. But it's about 1980, something like that, and he was a doctor who had heard about they had a poison that was like putting people to death and then bringing them back. And he went over to Haiti and, try to find this chemical to bring back so they can test it and use it for, putting people under for surgery and stuff like that. But it ended up that a war was happening at the same time and stuff. There was some battle going on.
He was trying to give him the wrong stuff
Yeah.
as well, didn't he? So,
Yeah,
but
and the
he said,
government
like,
was
you know,
against him as well. They didn't want him to
zombie
leave.
powder, man. Give me the zombie powder.
Yeah.
Well, this is it.
Detoxing,
I was actually we were gonna go into this after the questions because briefly.
Okay. All right.
Before we finish the show, but there's a lot of drugs that can kind of turn people into zombies.
Yeah.
Or kind of have the effect.
Yeah.
So, I've got a quick question from Gareth. He says, "What's the difference between a zombie and a mummy?"
Mummies from Egypt and wrapped up in toilet paper and shoved in
more
a
hygienic.
Because yeah.
Well, mummies,
they're emptied beforehand they die.
Zombies are often lumped into the same sort of category.
They're emptied, aren't they?
What?
They're
Well, yeah,
empty.
exactly, embalmed.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah, I think
So
a body's
it's an empty shell, so it's something within the shell that would have to make it move.
It's down to being cursed as well.
Yes,
So a lot of a mummy who's probably kind of been cursed, or you know,
can't open me up or
been
or
kind
for
of
the rest of your life.
put in a chamber and been disturbed or whatever. Yeah,
we'll have to go into that one time
a
on
zombie,
curses and that.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But a zombie, it's kind of like an undead thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
more like you've been turned or you've died and been reanimated.
Yeah.
It's not like you kind of been wrapped up in
Cotton wool.
yeah, and embalmed and all the rest of
Yeah,
it.
thrown in a box and then sealed, and then you got to lie there for the rest of your life.
So yeah, to answer your question, I think it's a mummy's more of a comes back to life due to a course or unfinished business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally
Whereas a
agree with that
zombie
one. Just
is
want to see
more
your fucking
kind of-
brains out.
Yeah, a bit more bloodthirsty than that.
Yeah.
Mr. Crabtree.
Hey, Mr.
said,
Crabtree.
His question is, would you be able to finish off somebody close to you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, would you be able to kill somebody like in your family if they turned into a zombie?
Yeah, because I hope they'd want me to do that.
Well, if they were coming
Stop
at you
the rest
as
of the
well, I
family
think
getting
that
hurt.
you'd probably try and kind of
But
get
you
out
can't
of there.
reason
But
with it,
it's-
can you, with
exactly, this is the thing,
It's a
isn't it?
case.
It's not. It's just somebody in a.
I'm going to wait
in
it, but...
say if
needs
it was
must.
you turned into a zombie and you came at me, it'd be a zombie in a tailor-shaped wrapper. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
I couldn't.
I'll let you
I
do
couldn't,
it, yeah. You
know,
knock my
and
head
it's, and
senseless.
I think it was probably better for you in the long run.
Yeah, I'll give you permission.
I
if
wouldn't want
turn into
you
a zombie,
to be kind of
chop my
running
head off,
around
man.
as a brain-eating parasite.
Just don't
thing.
be filthy with my body. That's all I ask.
As if.
I'm just saying, or don't leave me to someone to do stuff to my body. Just chop me up and
Of
throw
course,
me in
yeah,
there.
yeah. Just get rid of you and
Yeah,
dispose
yeah.
of you. Yeah.
In fact, no, I was going to say light me up. No, I won't be buried.
Well, it's a good way to
Just
go.
in case I had some tetrodotoxin, fell asleep.
This is the thing, yeah, because there's so many like drugs that are associated with zombieism.
Yeah.
People talk about bath salts. There was an
Yeah,
epidemic
yeah.
where people were kind of
Yeah.
all monkey dust.
Yes,
People going
yeah.
all zombie freaks and like
shit still
running
goes
around.
on, don't it, man?
Yeah, of course. There was the crocodile.
Yeah.
Or crocodile from Russia, which basically, if you watch the Vice documentary where people were literally falling apart, getting kind of like lesions and basically turning into zombies.
Yeah. It's
from
shit, man.
using kind of crazy mixtures and concoctions of homemade
People
drugs.
trying to get high so they don't live the
One
party.
one that is kind of uncommon, but it's kind of called scopolamine.
Yeah.
Which is a very powerful kind of drug that kind of and it's been used in kind of countries by hustlers and prostitutes and stuff to kind of they blow it in your face and then basically they'll get you to take all your money out your bank account.
Do what you want.
But you can't kind of do anything about it. You're just basically under their control. You're just very suggestive. You know what I mean? So it does.
They're like hypnotised.
Yeah, you've been hypnotised. So you mean, but you're in a zombie trance-like state.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're not technically the undead, but you are.
See, now that I understand because of the concept that you're not really dead and there's something there to actually control it, like you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is the thing about the virus thing, about you being dead and moving with it. I can't see How,
so you believe that if it was just controlling you as you are, just every
because
day?
you've got hypnotism, you got all sorts of different things. I mean, Project Ultra, you've got all that
of
kind
course,
of
mind
stuff.
control and stuff like that. Yeah,
you've got all that.
No, but the thing is, it's zombie.
I don't
if you've
think
been
you can do it dead.
hypnotised, you are in a zombified sort of state, aren't you?
Most people are on the fucking
I
phones,
think you
to
would
be honest
say.
now.
I'd say you were.
Yeah.
That's a good way of describing people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
But I really cannot see the concept of you moving if you're dead.
Oh, I know where you're coming from.
This is where it breaks down for me. But if you're alive and doing it, then yeah, fair enough. There's something there behind that controlling you to do something, but there's got to be that something behind it that's control. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you know what? There's so much to go into with this zombie stuff, but we're actually running out of time. We're gonna have to go.
Sugar.
We're gonna have to go into the shout outs for now soon.
Yeah.
So yeah. We've had a lot of shout outs. We've got a big shout out section today. But thank you for everyone who got involved in got us a question or got involved in the poll,
really
kind of had a bit of
it.
input into the show tonight.
Yeah,
it's been amazing. So I'll give big shout outs to a podcast called Table to Stage. Not so Minnesota nice podcast.
Yes,
always good. I hear you coming to the UK soon. Like if you do, obviously come on the show. We'd love.
We'd love that. Yeah.
The WTF and Anycom gaming podcast. Obviously, thanks for the question. Obviously, hit us up with another one next week. We'll try and answer it the best we can.
Yeah.
Primary Critical Movie Club podcast. I think they're a podcast. They asked if they could have a shout out, so of course you can.
You can indeed.
It's Beaver Does Movies.
Beaver Does Movies.
Give you a shout out.
I've heard of her.
AJ, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening.
There's
a new subscriber and a new follower us on Twitter.
Yeah,
so thanks
brilliant.
for
Thank you very
getting involved for a shout out.
Yeah.
The Good Morning
Anytime.
Nancy podcast, which is hosted by Gemma and Abby. Grace and Abby. I do apologise. And that's they describe themselves as a feminist horror cast.
Oh right.
So yeah,
feminist horror cast, eh?
Dark Wolf, big shout out to you.
Go on, Dark Wolf.
Sean's Geek podcast.
Sean's Geek.
I know, yeah. He says actually Sean gave us a retweet. He basically was saying how him and his missus love zombies.
Yeah,
they do everything zombie.
Did it all right? Yeah, so this is proper the guy, zombie people.
This is the guy who's made a zombie board game.
Oh yeah. I'd love to play that.
I actually really like to play that board game, Sean. So yeah, if you want to elaborate a bit more on that, then that'd be cool. And hopefully we've lived up to your expectations if you've listened, because obviously being such an expert on zombies, I hope you don't.
If we're wrong, then tell us.
Well, it's not that so much that we're trying to fit everything in, and we've only had like
certain
amount of time.
Yeah.
So
we had to jump.
We had to kind of just skirt across a lot of stuff. But I hope it was good enough for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for getting involved and jumping on and saying how much you're into zombie stuff.
Yeah.
I like a bit of zombie stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got Good Luck Sleeping podcast who dropped us a comment as well. The Nightgeist pod.
Nightgeist.
Thank you for your comments, Daniel Keating and How Not to Sail.
How Not to Sail?
No, sorry, Daniel Keating and the How Not to Sail podcast is
two
different people.
Okay.
Obviously, big shout out to our Patreon our Patreon helpers, and we love you, Swoosh and Jay.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Dunk, and obviously, happy birthday to Mikey.
Yeah, happy birthday, Mikey. He's a big boy now.
Well, I asked him if he was coming down tonight.
Yeah,
he couldn't.
He was partying when he was being a dirty stop out.
Then we've still got more shout outs. Big shout outs to Gareth. Thanks for your question.
Yes.
I hope we explained how mummies and zombies are different.
Yeah.
Mr. Crabtree, cheers for your question.
Yeah, man, always, man.
I think that's was a good question.
Yeah.
And that was it, I think.
Shay, happy birthday. Shay is 21, I think, yesterday.
Happy birthday, Shay.
Yeah, man, you've become a man now. Yeah, you'll grow pubes soon, so don't worry about it.
Pints are on you next time.
Yeah, that's the point, yeah.
Yeah,
and go
good
get us a
lad.
pint now. Yeah, sweet Christmas do.
So there you go. So I think we've only got like literally a couple of minutes left, so we're going to go into the end of the show stuff. But cheers for coming on board and having a chat and listening to us talking about fictional stuff. Basically,
well, I wouldn't say it's fictional.
It isn't it? Because it has got roots in kind of like mythology. It's not mythology. It's kind of folklore. And you know, it has got some good sort of, it's got a good history behind it. Yeah,
it's not. It's something that wasn't
it's
called
something you can actually trace back.
Since like a couple of thousand,
a couple of hundred years.
But then further back, it was called something else, but it was exactly the same thing.
Yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed it anyway.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed looking into it.
Yeah.
So basically, we're available on all the podcast platforms you can get us on. Yeah. We are currently we've only got a new website.
Yeah, we've got
a website now.
Got beautiful,
so if you go to
website.
neverastraightanswer.co.uk, you can literally do everything now. You can find us on all the social media platforms. We put case files up there, so you can see what we're talking about every
week. To our old episodes as well. Got quite a few there.
You can listen to all the episodes on the podcast. You can download it direct from the website. Watch YouTube videos. You can do everything. You can sign up and comment and all.
Please
do whatever.
Yeah.
You can donate to Patreon.
Yes, we'd love it.
There, you can also donate via PayPal.
Yeah,
if you don't want to sign up, if you just want to donate
directly,
just go through PayPal. That's all good.
We appreciate it.
So you can find us on all the platforms via the website as well, and you can find out any news and other stuff that's going on with us. Yeah. So there's plenty on there.
Plenty on there.
Yeah, spent a long time doing it. Yeah, so have a ganders at the website. It's all cool. Yeah. And if you can help us out on Patreon as well, that'd be amazing. Yeah. And it's all going back into the show.
Yeah. So, every penny.
If you want to find us on Twitter, you can get us on NASA_never. And Taylor's on Twitter now as well, so why not check him out and join him? He's putting out some cool tweets. In fact, somebody turned around to me the other day and said, "Are you doing Taylor's Twitter for you? Because it seems a bit advanced for a noob."
Hey, what can I say? I'm intelligent. Mental.
So even if you're looking for a bit of merch, you can find that on the website as well.
Yeah, we've got some new merch
there's a shop
as well,
there, and there's some new merch on there as well.
Yeah.
So you can get over there to neverastraightanswer.co.uk. Contact us through the website. You can do everything through the website, so it saves us doing all that chat at the end of the show now as well, because you can just go to neverastraightanswer.co.uk.
And you can easily spread the word as well. Just go on this website, bang, everything's there for you.
Exactly.
All on one plate.
So we'll be back midweek for your Never a Straight Answer Extra. Yeah. It's getting closer to Halloween now as well.
It is.
So we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
Peace.
Out. Sugar daddy.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.